Hello there, it's David Duffett here, Worldwide Community Advocate at Signalwire, and I'd like to just take a moment to talk about the next generation of video collaboration solutions. The reason for doing that is, as you know, the current crop of video collaboration tools are getting a massively increased amount of use at the moment, and that hike in use is presenting three very useful tests on the current range of video collaboration tools. Those three tests being, number one, do they provide the functionality that's required? Have they got the features that everyday users want? Number two, are they easy to use? Do you have to go and install an app or install a plugin, or are they very seamless and easy to get going with? And number three, do they scale well? In other words, when that order of magnitude hike in use occurs, do they groan and crumble under the load, or do they hold up well and provide the adequate functionality for all the users that are looking to be supported? Well, I'm sure it won't surprise you at all to learn that if you develop your next generation video collaboration solution on Signalwire, all three of those factors are totally under your control. That's right, that's the functionality, the usability, and the scalability. All three of those are under your control with Signalwire. Let's talk about the functionality first. We're all used to using video conferencing tools and video collaboration tools these days, one-to-one, one-to-many, but that still doesn't really replicate normal office life, if you like. And with Signalwire, there are the tools for you to build functionality that does replicate even more of that stuff. For instance, what about the ability to kind of walk around the office and see who's talking to who and who's meeting with who? Well, with Signalwire, you can have one screen where you can see all of the conferences and see who's participating in them. You can even jump into those conferences from that screen. And if you're a supervisor, maybe it'd be nice to have the functionality to take a person from one conference and drop them into another. So in other words, as a supervisor, you could drop in and say, hey, Bill, listen, they've got a conversation going on about product X in the other room. Do you mind if I just take you and pop you in there so you can contribute what you know about it or the expertise you have? That is very, very clever functionality that's available to build within Signalwire. There's also stuff that replicates an office scenario, if you like having water cooler moments or gathering round the communal printer. And it's not just shooting the breeze. I think, as we all know, although it's nice to have a chat, some of the most important conversations in moving your business forward happen in those kind of scenarios. And that can totally be delivered with Signalwire. You can just have another conference in the background in a tab of your browser, and you can continue to hear the audio, of course, while you're working on other things. But if a conversation sparks up with the other people that you want to be part of, or you want to go and see somebody face to face, you can just go back to that tab and engage with them. You can even drop in your favorite photos, videos, presentations, different clips, maybe even memes in to make the working day more interesting and productive. So there's a full suite of availability and functionality within Signalwire that helps you replicate more of that kind of in real life office environment. Well, how about ease of use? Well, Signalwire is fully WebRTC compliant. We've got a full implementation of WebRTC. And what that means is your solution can be clientless. Well, when I say clientless, that's a slight lie, isn't it? There is a client, but it's your web browser. And everybody's already got one of those. They don't need to go and install a new one. And as you know, if you are in the business of having to install apps, then there's the job of keeping them updated, of making sure they're secure, and other administrative tasks and chores around them. But if the client for your solution is just a regular browser, then browsers generally look after themselves. They update themselves in terms of functionality, in terms of security, and so that makes your job a whole lot easier. So when you deliver or develop your video collaboration solution on Signalwire, the clients are already out there, pretty much on everybody's computer in the whole world. Everybody's running browsers, so that's very easy to do. Not only does that make your life simpler, but it's also easy for people outside your team, because when you want them to join your conference, you just shoot them a quick link and it just opens in their browser and they're in. So lastly, what about scaling? Well, that is often a headache. Many a developer has created an exciting solution on one box or a small cluster of boxes, but then when they need to re-architect it in order to go to the mass market to support multiple hundreds, thousands, even millions of users, then there is the headache of federating that functionality across huge numbers of servers and keeping track of the state of calls or the state of interactions and federating that information from one box to the many other boxes that might need to know about it. Well, with SignalWire, we already have a global elastic infrastructure that does that for you. So when you build your solution using our APIs and our SDKs, then the scaling part is looked after for you. That makes your life so much easier. It's solving a major headache for application developers, and we've done that especially for you. Now, if you want to get going, you can sign up. Look for the link on or below or around this video to sign up and get your own space. We call it a space. That's a space for you to start developing. You can also get onto our Slack channel, and the information for that is going to be located near this video too. Or if you want to learn about our very disruptive pricing, I'm going to put a link close to this video for you as well. So happy developing. We hope you enjoy it, and we know you're going to find it a very, very rewarding experience when you develop your next generation video collaboration solution on SignalWire.